so our chain plates on the windward shrouds are broken.
Our mast could come down. That is what's holding up our mast. Electric motor.
Synthetic rigging.
Classic sailboat.
No electronics.
Crossing the Atlantic Ocean.
Going where the fair winds blow, our home is where the waters flow. We'll show you what we've come to know on board while sailing wisdom.
Well, it's been 4 days. Haven't showered. Maddie says I smell bad. Bath time. So I filled up our solar shower, put it out in the sun, and I'm gonna get a shower on the poop deck.
Out to reef down for the night before turning on the fire to cook dinner. He is bringing down Josh, the jib, and we're gonna leave up Stan, the staysail, and keep Monty, the mainsail, reefed twice. So that is going to be our plan for the night. Every time I stand up, I throw up.
I don't know why I didn't do this before I started cooking, but it's a lot better now. And our speed is now 4 knots, so we lost 3 knots by that one sail. So, yeah, we were really going fast. It was nice. But the heeling and beating and waves just, that was not nice. So there was literal water just like pouring down the deck, even on the high side, because it was just not pleasant up there. I made chili. So we have a lot of extra. All of that. This is gonna stay there in case we want seconds, and now it's time for the food. Spoon or fork?
Spoon.
Okay, spoon it is. Well, we finished dinner, cleaned up all the dishes, and now I'm gonna go out on watch because it's what we do. So Maddie's sleeping. So lately what we've been doing is I've been sleeping first, and then Maddie's been doing first watch, simply because we were both up. But Maddie's tired, so she's just gone to sleep. So I'll do first watch, and then I'll get her up when it's her time. And that's pretty much how we do our watch schedule. It's not like a set, strong, hard, fast rule like, you know, you have first watch, you have second watch. Watches are whoever wants to, whoever's awake does the first one, the other one just goes to sleep. And the watch lasts for as long as that person wants it to last. So as long as they feel alert and awake and are able to keep watch, they're on watch. It all depends. We just play it by ear and we just take it easy. Like it's low stress.
It's the middle of the night.
Yeah, it's about 1 a.m. right now, or 2, somewhere around there. And we're getting so much water coming over the deck and onto this hatch. And somewhere the hatch is leaking.
We're in some very violent seas right now, and we're beating like crazy, so every few seconds the bow just hits a wall of wave, and that wave comes over the deck like that.
inside, Maddie's sleeping, and I'm just very often walking out through the companionway out the Dodger. Man, it's just really rough. I mean, we're going really fast, and right now it is 9:26 a.m. on, what's today's date? It's 9:26 on Sunday, August 23rd. So we are, you know, out here in the middle. But the important part is we have covered 97 miles since noon. We still have 2.5 hours left. So the problem we've had is, you know, waves keep coming over the deck, and then if you're in the cockpit, you get soaked, and then it's just, not pleasant. What are you up to?
I just began playing Animal Crossing to get my mind away from our situation. Because it sucks.
This isn't the joyful part of sailing. This is the stuff you have to get through to get to other parts or to get to a destination in sailing.
So I've been wearing these wristbands for hours, and I also took Dramamine, and I still threw up because these don't work.
Well, it's another lovely day that we've had. It's been like super windy, and we've had to have the boat completely closed up because every so often a giant rogue wave just smashes and dumps on the deck. So we don't want to have anything open because then we get dumped on with salt water. So everything's kind of like shut in and shut up. So that's it's been today. So now I'm just heating up some chicken noodle soup because that's what Maddie wants to eat for dinner, some nice comfort food.
Never a remedy better than chicken noodle soup.
So the winds are lighter. We could put up more sail, but we're not going to because both of us are really sore and tired from just holding on yesterday. You go out sailing, it's fun, you do it for a few hours, the boat's heeled over, you're having a great time. But then at the end of the day, you either anchor or you go to a marina or something, the boat stops. And then you cook, you shower, you go to sleep. Like all those things happen on a boat that is vertical and stationary. For us, that never happens. We cook while the boat is heeled over and pitching around in the seas. We shower in those situations, we go to the bathroom in those situations, and we sleep in those conditions. Like the boat is constantly moving, so you just like grab onto something and go to sleep. But when you wake up, like right now, my arm is killing me because I was just bracing myself all night, and even though I was asleep, I was somehow still like clutching onto the bed to not slide. We're tired. So a nice calmer day where we don't do anything with the sails means a recovery day or like a relaxation day for us. And then, well, we like that.
All right, this is really bad. Our chain plates are broken. Now we are put at a very large disadvantage because we can only fly very specific sails.
The cap shroud and the aft lower. So that's really bad because one of them is in charge of keeping the mast up and the other one is also really important. And what really sucks is they're the ones that are under load this whole time. So that's not good. So being a cutter, we have extra rigging. So on a sloop, the cap shroud is the only stay that really keeps the top of the mast up there. And then the lower does its job at the middle of the mast. In our case, we have check stays and all these other stays to it. So what we're just gonna do is keep the loads onto the secondary stays, which are the check stays and the intermediate forestay. It's like one level down. Now, Not having the lower means that the mast can like bend and go a little weird, not be the best shape. But all we can really do is just keep the loads low. We still have the forward lower, so we still have stays holding the mast up. We have 2 out of the 4 stays are still working to hold the mast up on that side. So it's not great news. Actually, it's pretty bad news. It's pretty bad. I'm gonna tie some lashings, not to act as chain plates, but just to hold them on so they don't fly out in the wind and make more of a mess. But this is it's pretty bad. It's not great. So thankfully our check stay acts as both a running back stay and a shroud for the staysail. So that guy goes 3/4 of the mast, 3/4 of the way up the mast, and it is working, and its chain plate is fine, thankfully, and it's holding up the mast on that side. So that guy's pretty much taking all the load right now. The forward lower works, but I mean it doesn't really do much. So it's there. It's the important part. When we get the madera, we're gonna be fixing this. The chain plate broke, but the chain plate's actually like sandwiched in between 2 metal plates and through bolted, and there's still a good centimeter of the top that is still pinching it together. So it's sort of stuck. Just I wouldn't load it under a full sail with, you know, a high stress situation. So as long as we keep the wiggling down, that stops it from shimmying its way out of those plates, and then, which we accomplish by having those little lines there, they just kind of hold it, just keep it from moving. And then secondly, if they do wiggle out, they keep them from flying up into the wind and like making a mess in the rigging. I mean, we're putting very little load on it. We have the staysail and then the trysail, which is only as far up as the spreaders. So we're managed, everything's okay. Just, we're gonna fix this as soon as we can. So when we get the madera, we're gonna find a machine shop and we're gonna get some new bar stock milled out and then put on there. Yeah, I do these inspections after storms just to check, make sure everything's okay, and thankfully rarely ever find a problem, but this one was quite the problem to find.
Putting the boom out of the equation, we're going to stick with our trysail for now, and we're going pretty fast as it is, so it's not that bad, but it's really bad knowing that if something more were to happen to those chain plates, or to the chain plates on the other side, that for that matter, our mast could come down. That is what's holding up our mast. If the mast comes down, we have no way of getting anywhere because we have an electric motor. So that can only get us so far. Our mast is really, really important. So we're very nervous. We're taking it super easy. This passage has been crap. It's just been, the weather has been relentless. I have been very sick. Everything sucks. At least I got a shower today. I was able to go out and get a shower, and luckily my hair is super short now, which I have said it before, but having short hair on a passage like this or any cruising is the best because I use very little water. I don't get my hair nearly as dirty, nearly as fast, and it can clean really quickly. So short hair, good. Everything else, bad.
All right, so we're gonna do something here.
It's time for Wendy to show her true colors.
Yes, her other color, which is blue. And the fun thing is you never see the blue one used, which is why I never bother with using the blue one.
But it's time.
Yeah. So the red air blade, which is bigger, it kind of reacts a little violently, and then it just changes our course slightly because it shimmies around.
We've been going north this entire time.
Yeah, we keep setting it to go southwest, but it just shimmies to put us northwest, and we fix it, and then it shimmies again, we fix it, and it's like, we want to go southwest. So
It's time.
We're gonna try this one and see how it does. I've never used this one. So the switch to the smaller air blade has actually been a really good move on our part. We've carried that thing for 3-4 years now, somewhere, as long as we've had the thing, and we've never used it. It's always been up in the V-berth. We kind of viewed it as a spare air blade if our primary one got damaged, but honestly, it works just as well just all the motion on it is attenuated, so therefore it's not so jittery and like bouncing around all the time.
Nothing makes you appreciate a place more than getting there like this.
We are very close to Puerto Santo, which is our port in Madeira that we're going to.
The experience of coming into a brand new place is my absolute favorite part of cruising. We can't get the COVID test until tomorrow morning because an airplane has just arrived.
Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends.
And if you'd like to follow our journey in real time on a map, receive postcards from our ports of call, and message us directly to the boat, you can go ahead and become a patron using the link in the description down below.